When I think about people who do really good work, I picture folks who are, both good at the doing and good at the thinking, right? Do you find that this is true in design as well? Or is there something you would add? And, how do you think a junior can think about growing in these areas as they come up?
The thinking has to actually start happening early if you go far in your design. I need to know how you think about the process before you design the process. We don't know it, but the thinking is more or less the silent part of the design. You design in your head first before you actually design on a Canva, or you have created expectation of how I would use it, and you are now matching what is on your screen with your expectation in your head. And that's why design thinking is a thing. And it's something a lot of people shouldn't overlook. I need to sit down from time to time and furnish your mind with how you see the world, how you think about your processes and how you think about people, because it affects how you ultimately design. It reflects in the operation of the app. When people create fallback systems, when they create fail-safe, when they create error-friendly systems, when they signal to you with affordances of you can do this or this is also possible, when they don't make you do a lot of thinking before you take an action, it shows clarity of thinking. Like, you can't decouple it. But I think the problem is because most people don't have to write articles about their design process. That's why they don't think that your thinking has to be as rich as your design process or as your design itself. Not only because I needed to defend your reason. Why? It's because it actually affects whatever you're putting on your screen. And that's why the best designs, you stay on it. When you stay on the best design, you don't know that you're actively thinking as you're designing. You stay on it and you are steering. Your mind is actually thinking of every way possible to refine the experience, make it look as refined as possible. The mind has to be fed, and it's something that has to be done actively. Why? If you don't do it actively, it will show. You will rot. You will rot because your designs for you will be plug and play, but at a very small scale. Sometimes you see a design, you say, how did this person think about these things? Because it's the thinking that has to happen first. Like, how did you get inspired? It's here, not here. Here is an extension of here. So it's all in here. And this place needs to be very fecund. It needs to be fed. It needs to be engaged. It needs to be investigated. It needs to be probed. It needs to be dialogued with. Because it is when here is rich that it will reflect in your design. I would know if you have clear thinking by the time I use your app. Because your app is an extension of your mind. It shows me how you thought about how I would use the process. And you translated it.